Welcome to MLW, a real man's promotion. You will find what you need compared to the WWE. I had to do that. I'm sorry. It was funny. How you doing? And welcome to MLW Fusion, episode 38, I believe. Seen it through the premiere, and here's my review of it. Now, I'm disappointed. You'll find out at the end of this review, but I am disappointed in one respect, and one respect alone. You probably see it here, down there instead of here, but you will see it down there. But in the end, even though I was disappointed, does not take away, gotta straighten that out, it doesn't take away from what I looked at, which was a pretty good show. First part of the show, which I've been botching for some reason, and that is LA Park versus Gringo Loco. Finally got it right. I kept mixing the words together, saying LA Loco. I don't know why. But in the end, it was a good match. Gringo Loco is very athletic, doing 2 forward flips for a guy that looks pretty chunky. And I'm not a skinny guy myself. But he was pretty athletic. And then you have LA Park, who, I gotta say, he was athletic. But the way he played the crowd was the thing for me personally. Doing some pelvic thrust at the crowd, not a bad thing. Sometimes you pissing off the crowd more as a heel than performing in the ring can compensate easily and make it more fun for the experience. In the end, it was, who was it again who won? It was LA Loco. No, you see, I just did it again. LA Park won by spearing. Now, let me paint you the picture. It had reached the point that Gringo Loco was jumping off the ring, jumping onto LA Park. Eventually, he was doing whatever he could to get to LA Park. LA Park getting pissed off, kicking him until the ref grabs him. The ref being pulling, when LA Park was moving back because the ref was pulling him, you got Gringo Loco jumping, LA Park moves out of the way, and pretty much the ref gets squashed for his trouble. Gringo Loco picks him up, and then he gets speared for his trouble, and he loses. Now, I believe her name is Della Rosa? What is her name again? Serena Della Rayo? I'm sorry. I don't know people's names yet. I'm going to botch for weeks until I get it. I'm bad with names. It takes me a while to get used to the person. Hell, you think it was easy for me to remember Zelina Vega? I botched her name so many times when she came onto the main roster, and I remember her as Rosita. And I kept forgetting the damn name. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm sorry. But in the end, her team still goes. Now, we did hear later that her team and herself, because of the attack on Conan, they got fined. One of them got sanctioned. I can't remember his name. And she may lose her license and a manager, which was interesting. I've never heard anyone ever say in WWE or Impact Wrestling that they can lose their license to be a manager. That was interesting to hear. Instead of just being a manager, whatever, I wish WWE or Impact Wrestling would do that. State that if you want to be a manager, you gotta have a license to be a manager. And if you screw up enough, you're no longer a manager. I would love to see that implemented in either one of those promotions. But in the end, you got, what was the guy's name? Kodo Brazil finally got an interview because he got something. Well, he explained that when he was in the bar and he was up against Serena's, one of her members in Entourage. I forget his name. I'm sorry. I don't know him yet. Maybe I'll flash his picture somewhere here. I don't know where. Maybe in my face. But he pretty much said he went there to chill. And in the end, he got a wine bottle in his eye for his trouble. Now, I still don't know the full story about this and the full feud. I just don't know. For me personally, I can't really say this was a good segment or a bad one, except when it came to the person who was interviewing, and I believe her name is Christy Lennox. I believe her name is that. Oh my gosh, let me marry her. Woo! Mackenzie is cute. You got Charlie, who is damn pretty. You got JoJo from the WWE that is hot. But this one, I'll marry it. I'll stamp it. I would be with it for 10 years and a day. And the day I drop dead, I'll have my name coming from my mouth saying I love you, Christy. If that's her name, I can't remember exactly. See, I said all that and I forgot her name. Anyway, she is godly beautiful. And I don't say the word God often. She also did the interview for, what was his name? Ace Marir. Yeah, Ace Marir. What is the guy's name? Ace Mamir Ramirez or something. I'm mispronouncing names. I can't stand it when I'm knowing new people and I can't pronounce the name. Anyway, it was Ace, the guy who was in a match before. What was it? Simon Goff, where he got 20 grand for his trouble. He did an interview with Christy, pretty much saying that I'm going to enjoy the money and I still want the MLW Championship title. I'm sorry, I'm getting things mixed up. It's still new. I'm going to keep saying that for all these videos on my own. I feel so embarrassed. Anyway, it wasn't a bad interview that he did. And I'll say this. The interviews are done well. The segments in the back are done well. The one that got me was Low Key's promo segment. Low Key has always done very well when it came to his promos. I never had a problem with his promos. But as a champ of the promotion, this was an entirely new experience for me. Personally, I've never seen Low Key as a champ before. The top dog of a whole promotion. So when it came down to it, his words had relevance. And I believe his name is Lawler, the guy who's going up against at Super Fight. You guys can tell me below on everything because I know I'm going to get heat for this, for not knowing people yet. But in the end, how he spoke to Lawler made it really clear he's not going to play around. He went for all those little minor guys, but now you're coming to me. I am the one who has not lost not only one match, but has been champ. Come play. Come play your game because it's not going to work because I don't play games. I'm not a child. I'm a man. That's basically what he was saying, and I did enjoy that. The match between... Let me see if I'm forgetting anything. Almost forget about the Conan interview. Because of what Selena and Low Key did, they had a short segment with Conan, which I loved very much. You know why? It was over the phone, and it was short. It was not a long thing to be done. In this situation, Conan is being used exactly the way he should be used. As a legend, and only making the segment short enough to get the person that is currently the heel in this situation with Low Key over. Even if it was very small, it was relevant because he's already said, I don't know how I'm doing. I'm urinating blood. They're doing more tests, but Low Key is going to get his eventually. Fine. And then it's over. Nothing long and dragged out. I don't say what. Why did I say drug? Anyway, I just felt these segments were pretty good. Now, the next thing is the match that was the last of the night. And that was, Teddy Hart versus Pentagon Jr. was a damn good match. It was easily better than the other match. We only had 2 matches on the show. This is building up into Super Fight. I understand that. If this is how the show mostly happens before the pay-per-view, like weeks into advance, into a month at least, as long as you give really relevant matches, I'm okay with it. As long as you give relevant matches and information and even fights in the back that can really help the show going into a pay-per-view. If this is how they're doing it, I'm alright with it. The match was really good. Teddy Hart is a damn good wrestler. Pentagon and him, it wasn't too bad. Here was one problem. Teddy looked like he really lost his footing on Pentagon Jr.'s back. I don't think I have that shot. But I do have the shot when he landed on his ass. Trying to, I believe, jump into a sense. Well, how would you classify that? It wasn't a Canadian destroyer. And it wasn't a sunset flip powerbomb. But he was trying to do it. He was trying to jump into it. and he just landed flat on his face. The crowd didn't care though. I will at least say that the crowd didn't care that he botched pretty badly. They just allowed it to keep going. Admittedly, if that's what they do with him all the time, I will not like it. If he screws up too much, I want the crowd to state it. You botched bad. I don't mind that. As long as it's not done every single time. But from what I can tell, Teddy is a damn good wrestler working with David Hart Smith, which I'm glad they're using his real name. Well, actually, no, they're not using his real name. They're using Davy Boy Smith Jr. I'm sorry, I had to take some medicine. I got a head cold again. I hate having a head cold. But anyway, they're using Davy Boy Smith Jr. or Davy Boy Smith. I'd rather use David Hart Smith, because that's his name. But anyway, in the end, Teddy won. I'm alright with this, because Teddy really didn't do a bad job. It didn't seem to hurt Pentagon Jr. too much. The question's going to be what's going to happen with Super Fight when he goes with Phoenix versus, I don't remember what the guys, Filthy Dirty or something. I cannot remember. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still learning this promotion. I don't know who the tag champs are yet. I'm really botching a lot. Wait a minute. Isn't it the Hart Foundation? I really must not be feeling very well. I'm going to make this damn shit. You see how bad I'm botching? I really am not feeling well. Let's close this out with the thing that pissed me off. And that was no Singapore King. I'm botching so bad. I'm so angry. No Singapore King match with Tommy Dreamer and Brian Pillman Jr., who was with the Hart Foundation, which I'm cool with. But it was disappointing that it wasn't this week. Unless I just didn't understand it was coming in 2 weeks. That's a possibility. I am kind of sick. Like I said, I got a head cold, man. I just got over a bad sinus infection. Now I got a head cold. It's so frustrating. But anyway, I did enjoy... How can I say this that'll make sense to younger people than me? Look, in the 90s, the United States had a very strong presence in the world. But at that time, social media was not very strong yet. That was back around 93, 94. Social media was in its infancy in the early 90s. So when the Singapore Cane situation happened with an American who broke the law and was supposed to get 10 lashes with the Singapore Cane, a lot of people were angry. Particularly that he only took 3 instead of an entire 10 lashings with the cane. And Tommy elaborated on that. I loved that he elaborated on it. I'm just angry it wasn't this week, but he did elaborate. Gave us a story to explain why this cane match is so important. And I can tell you this. I've been wanting people to do the Singapore Cane match for years. Because if you really want to get someone over, to make them really special, it's one of the few hardcore matches that truly means something. That will truly give you something. That will truly make you. It's not because it's a very violent match. It's because it will show people your true character. Because once you do it, you can only go up from there. Unless you're stupid enough to blow it. And I'm botching. I really am not feeling well. In Brian's case, hopefully he will not. I still haven't seen enough of Brian Pillman Jr. to know. I know when it comes to Tommy, he's not going to botch it. He knows how to do it. I'm sure he's done it in other promotion. It's just not been publicized that much. But that's just me. This was a good show. Taking away from what happened with Tommy. I wanted to see that damn match this week. Oh, that hurt my head. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this Zane's View. Well, I hope you enjoyed this MLW Fusion review. I keep forgetting. I keep doing that. Have a good day. Have a good night. And watch for Homecoming tomorrow. I should be well enough to be able to see it and do it. Peace!